5, I want to go to Amos chapter 5. And we'll be... Therefore the Lord, the God of hosts, the Lord saith thus, wailing shall be in all streets. Everybody say all. All. And they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas. And they shall call the husbandman to mourning, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing. And in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith the Lord. Verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it to you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. And if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, who went into the house, and leaned his hand to the wall, and a serpent bite him, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light? Even very dark. Everybody say very dark. Very dark. And no brightness in it. Isaiah chapter 13. I want to pick it up from verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger. I'll say that again. Cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. Anybody remember Hawaii? And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. You know, when I saw that disaster, and I watching what's happening in Argentina last night, and watching what's happening in Washington and Houston and Texas, what's happening in Canada at this point in time, I asked myself the question, if the judgment is so severe, what type of sin would have attracted that judgment? What type of sin? And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Verse 10. For the stars of heaven and for the consolation thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cast her light to shine. Over many of the cities in North America right now, they have indicated that the smoke is so thick, the air quality is so bad, that they are unable to see the full light of the moon and the sun. Verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil. Are you there with me? I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogance of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Tonight I want to deal along the lines entitled, Harnessing the Wrath of God. Harnessing the Wrath of God. Now the president of Keep Believing Ministries, Dr. Ray Parada, had the following to say, and I will quote from him. When it comes to the Antichrist, there are some things we know, and there are some things we don't know. We know that there will be an Antichrist. We don't know his identity. We know he will rise from the revived Roman Empire. We don't know what part he will come from. We know he will work closely with a false prophet. We don't know the false prophet's identity. We know he will apparently die and come back to life. We don't know how that will happen, as there is no shortage of good candidates. We know he will control the world economics. We don't know how he'll obtain that power. We know he requires his followers to wear his mark. We don't know the precise nature of the mark. We know the number of his name is 666. We don't know exactly what that means. The Antichrist is given various titles in the scriptures. He is a little born of Daniel 7, the prince that should come in Daniel 9, the man of lawlessness from 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, the Antichrist in 1 John chapter 2, and he's a beast or the Messiah in Revelation 13. When the rapture occurs in the very near future, it will be the biggest evangelistic tool as God brings the world and the nations of Israel into a 7-year time frame of the coming horror years. The planting of the many varieties of sin around the world in the public and personal sphere have yielded the wrath of God that is now unleashing in our generation. Look at the nations of the world, from national flooding, thunderstorms, fire, and the destruction of many lives. Many in high places desire to harness the wrath of God for their own benefit in order to bring in a new world order through a global reset as they continue to plant new sinful laws so the fabric of our world can be dismantled. They desire the wrath of God as a future world system will experience a great outpouring of judgment. Details of clashes between the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness will be seen through the breaking of 7 seals, the sounding of 7 shofars, and the spilling of 7 vials on the earth. The effects of men harnessing the wrath of God will result in the death of 95% of the believing saints that made a decision to follow the Bible after the carrying away of the church. The destruction of the food chain and the rapid increase in the lack will drive the prices of basic food items, but will also support the policies for population reduction as a means to save the human species. The full weight of the wrath of God will be compressed into 7 years with sudden destruction upon the earth. The world leadership will be 2 horror beasts with the personalities that will control the political and business transaction of all people. These years of wrath will result in the ocean and water sources turning to blood. Fire will rain down from the sky as the elements of our world will be shaken. The rise of the beast and the demonic transforming themselves with the powers of the ancient spirits of evil so that they can torment people of all nations. Hell will invade earth as the devil will have great wrath for all men. Harnessing the wrath of God. Within 7 years of compressed wrath, we will witness the dissemination of the human population to under 1 billion. These policies of modern influencers seek to create a united system that will blanket all people under the rising world empire. This is in keeping with the record of Revelation that already indicate a fearful sign and events that will come upon all them that dwell on the face of the earth. However, many living today are growing cold, lack of oil, fire, and even the passion of God. Many are choked by the demands of life and believe a loving God will not be a God of judgment. It is our role to awaken His people and instill the fear of the Lord so that repentance and righteous living will be part of our portion.